The Minnesota Vikings certainly could and should add some interior offensive line help in free agency before the draft, and they were in on Ryan Bates, reportedly made an offer sheet before he went to the Bears. Now he's dead to me. Absolutely dead. Garbage. Trash. Whatever. And they still have significant cap room because hashtag cap is myth. And the Vikings can still certainly go after a couple of names in free agency. Enter one, Ereck Flowers of the Washington, I don't know, football team, commies, whatever the hell they want to call him. Still sitting out there chilling in free agency. The Vikings need to bring the former Miami Hurricane, that's just the U being the U, up to Minnesota. Let's talk about him today. Background, Ereck Flowers, 27 years young, 6'6", 330. We have the meats. He was a 2015 first-round pick, number 9 overall by the Giants. So now this is where Ereck Flowers gets a bad reputation because the Giants massively overdrafted him. Like, he was not that heralded of a pick. It was a shocker at the time. And the Giants, they saw him as their left tackle of the future. Left tackle, left tackle, left tackle, left tackle. And over 3 years with the GMN, it was not so much. Like, he was honestly one of the worst tackles in the league. And this is what happens where teams will overdraft a player and there's too much pressure on them and they just fall apart. I think that Flowers did suffer from a lack of confidence for a while there. Plus the New York media certainly doesn't do him any favors there. But he was cut heading into year 4, signed up with Jacksonville. They moved him to guard and he's done pretty well since then. 2019, first stint in Washington, he became their starting left guard opposite of Brandon Scherf at right guard. In 2020, he went back home to Miami, signing a 3-year, $30 million deal, just absolutely massive to be the Dolphins' starting left guard. It didn't work out. It didn't quite work out. In 2021, he was traded back to Washington for a swappy, a 7th-round pick. So that's how much the Dolphins just like, yeah, not so much. But then he had the best season of his career in 2021. And this off-season, he was cut to save some cap space, but like I mentioned, it was odd because he did have the best year of his career. He had a 72 PFF grade, allowed 26 pressures, 6 sacks, 2 penalties. His 78.1 PFF pass blocking grade was the 3rd, best in the league for left guards behind only Jumpin' Joe Thuney and Joel Bitonio. Perhaps you've heard of them. It's kind of crazy, right, man? And then looking at the Vikings offensive line depth. So, yeah, we need somebody. We need a couple of bodies in there, whether it's Ezra Cleveland, whether it's Wyatt Davis, no matter what, whether it's they can get some rehab from Garrett Bradbury, whether it's J.C. Treader. Oh, he's got bad knees. Those knees look pretty damn good last year, man. So that the Vikings aren't pigeonholed to having to draft interior offensive line early and often, even though they could, but not having to reach for picks instead of going BPA. And with Flowers, the only drawback would be is that he settled in really nicely at left guard. He's never played it down at right guard in his career. And with Flowers, I don't think that you want to upset a good thing. So I think you would want to keep him at left guard. Does Ezra have the physicality to move over to right guard, which is generally on the close side of the field? Generally, you like a little bit more meat on that side. So it would be a bit of a juxtaposition since Ezra is uber athletic. But yeah, I wouldn't mess with it. So if the Vikings do bring in Flowers, he's got good feet for zone, even though his testing numbers weren't fantastic. His pass protection has really taken off, which is a huge plus for the Vikings because, I mean, the Vikings offensive line could always run block. It's pass blocking, which has been the issue. Plus, you're adding size on the inside, and maybe it's a spot where, hey, Bradbury, if he just gets some more size around him at guard, maybe he can have a little bit of help on the flanks, and that can alleviate him from being in one-on-one spots. So maybe it could work out with the Grim Reacher, even though they're certainly not picking up his 5th-year option. So I don't know. But with Flowers, he does have the size, strength, has really grown into being a guard. And I think that the Vikings, it would be a smart move where you don't go crazy with the money. I think like a 1-year, $6 or $7 million deal, maybe 2 years to alleviate some of the cap space, but it's basically a team option for 2023. I think that would make a ton of sense, and you just check that box off. So the Vikings don't need to extend themselves and reach in the draft for an offensive lineman, especially starting a rookie right away. You have a guy who's coming off the best season of his career, also doesn't impact your compensatory picks, which is also a nice little bonus, but a guy that hit the ground running as a starter. Yeah. Plus, he's only 27, by the way. He was really young when he came out of Miami, and he survived all the trials and tribulations with the Giants, has really rose up and standing his ground. I always like stories like that, man, because, I mean, Ereck Flowers was a meme. It was really rough for him when he was with the Giants and became a journeyman, but now he's established himself, and I think that he should find himself a nice home here with the Minnesota Vikings. But your thoughts are thoughts. The Vikings need to sign guard Ereck Flowers. Yes, he can play guard. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.